Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Fantasy Points Projection Show here on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. This is week number 4. I'm Joe Dolan with Scott Barrett, Graham Barfield, and Tom Brolley. Us absolute losers. We are 4 guys without children. John Hansen, however, does have children. And because John Hansen has children, he needs to be part of their lives. Ergo, he is at PTA, or parent-teacher conferences tonight. So he will be listening in, just like many of you, perhaps on demand, to some of the comments we have. So we're going to get going here on the projection show, as we do each and every Tuesday night. Guys, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Doing good, Joe. Doing good.
Pretty good. Yeah, we got we're halfway to an Octobox here tonight.
Oh, yeah, halfway. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Slimmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
Ben's got us going.
Like John says, we're trying not just to be fat. We just don't want to be fat.
I've lost some weight here in the last 4 months, so I'm trying not to either.
That Pelotonin working for you.
What?
That Pelotonin working for you.
Yeah, it does work for me. I did 14 miles each of the last 2 days. So
nice. I started running a couple weeks ago, and I reminded myself of how much I fucking hate running.
It's terrible. What an awful thing.
Yeah.
Like, gee.
I did hot yoga yesterday, and I'm just like a very sweety guy naturally.
Oh, me too.
Oh boy,
yeah,
it was gross.
Yeah, I'm a sweaty guy, and I did hot yoga for a couple years in Philadelphia.
I get serious tit dirt whenever I'm doing any athletic. I am Patrick Ewing on the foul line, man.
I'll tell you what, I don't miss Florida because I would walk out of the house and within 30 seconds I'd have swamp ass. Like, it doesn't matter what temperature it is either. It's 80 or 98. Let me tell you something.
Brolley is an advocate of Gold Bond.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I have stock in Gold Bond. Oh yeah.
Oh, I gotta
especially if before you go out golfing or anything. Oh yeah, you gotta load up on that stuff. It's a miracle drug.
All right.
Fantasy Points Projection Show sponsored by
Gold Bond.
We've got Gold Bond, and we've got what was the joke on the
Metamucil? I think it was
Metamucil, because we're the most regular podcast there is.
Oh God.
With Gold Bond and Metamucil, we are the official fantasy show of 68-year-olds. All right, let's go. Jaguars, Bengals. Am I like this? Like, do I have this much like fantasy NFL Stockholm syndrome that I'm actually kind of excited to watch this game? It's Lawrence, it's Burrow. There could be some points.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Mixon's gonna lose his mind. He's due for a significant touchdown regression. Burrow has thrown, I think, 7 touchdowns. He's only scored 1 on the ground. He hasn't had the target volume we've been, looking forward to, but I mean, he ranks 2nd in carries per game. He's one of 3 80+ snap share backs. Finally, good projected game script and a very soft on paper matchup. So I think he's going to smash this week. And then Jamar Chase is actually the number 1 negative regression candidate. He ranks 75th in XFP per game, but he ranks like 13th among wide receivers and fantasy points per game. I mean, if T. Higgins is out, you're starting him as a easy wide receiver too. But if Higgins comes back, I actually kind of think he goes over-owned in like DFS, for example. But I mean, if you're owning him in season-long leagues, you have to feel really good. Rookie wide receivers, these see on average a 50% bump in targets, a 55% bump in production in the second half of the season. So Chase, I mean, he looks awesome. He's looking like a legitimate league winner.
Have we seen the Bengals injury report today?
Higgins didn't practice.
I was gonna say I'm kind of figuring he's not gonna play.
It's a short week.
Yeah, that's
so. I mean, how much of the Mixon shit is with the targets is because Burrow's throwing the ball 25 times a game.
That's exactly it.
Huge part.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, Bengals have been. I mean, they were like top 5, top 6 in pass rate in like all of the key situations that I look at, and they're like bottom 12 in all of them right now, which makes sense.
I think it's smart. I think it's smart, like right now.
I mean, hey, you always get the no context data donkeys on Twitter bitching about it, but it's like, dude, Joe Burrow just ripped his knee to shreds. Like, why not Like, why not be a little more
And they're-
conservative with your
and they're
the face of
2-1.
your franchise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Their defense, honestly, their defense is much better than I thought it would be too.
The no context data donkeys. That was awesome. No, I totally get it, man. Like who gives a shit? Like, I mean, they're 2-1, by the way, and on top of that, that doesn't.
I mean, Burrow did look like shit in week 2, though. Like, that is a concern. And
I
think that's a part of it too. Is like he's just not totally ready. But
he's not 100% right. So why would you drop him back 58 times? You know, like, geez, like, come on, people. He also wasn't sacked last week, but that's what happened.
19 dropbacks.
So the Jaguars, Scott, I put DJ Chark in a DFS lineup.
Hey,
Would have done real fucking well if Hollywood Brown didn't have his head up his ass the entire game.
I don't ever want to hear about Hollywood Brown's week 3. I never want to hear about that again.
I am 0 for 16 on Hollywood when I'm like on him, and then when I'm off of him, he hits every single time. I tweeted out he would have scored 31.9 fantasy points if you adjusted for drops. And then Graham, like furious, just tweeted at me, yeah, that's great for my drop adjusted league, Scott. And it got like 3 times as many favorites as my original tweet.
It'd be great if they adjusted for drops on DFS last week. I would have been a fucking millionaire.
Yeah.
There are so many weeks where if you went by XFP scoring, I would have won all the money. But alas.
James Robinson, I guess they finally decided, oh, wait, maybe Carlos Hyde stinks.
I was looking at that this today, Joe. But man, it was still 60-40. I mean,
it was just when Robinson was on the field, they were giving him the ball, though, which
right.
I think is going to kind of continue here. I mean, Lawrence has been exposed here, 7 interceptions. They need to take some stuff off of his plate, and I think that was probably the game plan with Robinson a little bit there. Probably going to happen again here. Just keep feeding him a little bit just to ease him into it a little bit here. They threw him to the wolves there in week 1.
Joe, not to get too off topic, but we're going Heineke in HOFL, right? Over Lawrence.
Oh
yeah.
the Heine's got
the
Falcons.
Heine.
We're going to hit the Heine. Heine's got the Falcons this week. Anything else on the Jags, guys?
Schmaltz, man. His ADOT
is shitting it up.
He doesn't even have 100 yards receiving. Oh, and he's got like over 20 targets. It's 20 targets. So, oh my gosh. But and we'll see if that changes at all. But
hey, I remember when people were drafting him as the Jags' #1 wide receiver. That was a good sign.
Yeah, I pivoted to Marvin Jones quite a bit after watching the preseason.
Same.
Yeah, Marv. We drafted him as our 7th receiver in the HOFL.
Yep.
And we started him over Devontae Smith this week.
I think Awuzie might be out for them, and Trey Waynes, he's going to be close. I think he's getting some limited practice in this week, but secondary could be a little thin there.
All right, the team versus the ATL. Do they know that Kyle Pitts exists? I mean,
he's like 4th in routes at the position, Joe.
Yeah.
And
he's not earning targets. I mean, and they're using Cordarrelle Patterson a ton. He has 7 targets in back-to-back games, and they're throwing to Mike Davis too. I mean, this team is, Matt Ryan was one of the most aggressive quarterbacks in the league last year, but his ADOT right now is sitting at 4.4 yards. 4.4. That's half of what it was in 2020.
I mean, only Dalton was below him. Dalton's not even a starter anymore, so he's the. And then that has to be killing Pitts. I mean, you're looking to get him down the seam. You're looking to get explosives out of him, and I mean that's the biggest issue. And then they're going against the Washington front 4 this week, so probably gonna be a low ADOT game again.
Yeah, it's hurting Ridley too. I mean, Ridley's targets have been fine. It's just the upside has not been what I expected. But yeah, I mean, Falcons are going 12 personnel a ton. They're going 12 a ton, and they're just playing super conservative at this point.
Lee Smith and Hayden Hurst. I mean,
good God.
Patterson's the RB9.
He's kind of a cheat code on Yahoo. He's got that dual eligibility.
I laughed at somebody in my league after week 1 for spending $27 on him.
Yeah.
and it might actually
He's
end up
laughing now.
working out. Yeah. Let's see here for the team. I mean,